DMS had you know who DMS is, right?
Yeah.
So that Boss Ballin compilation that we were on.
Oh, you was on the Boss Ballin? You was on D-Shot compilation too?
Bro, that's my song.
What song was that again?
The Hoes Be Trippin'.
Oh, that's your song?
Bro, that's me singing that whole hook and everything.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Man.
Y'all so connected. It's like a... Man.
Yeah, that's me singing that whole hook, man. It's a trip, too, because I didn't get credit for it that way because it was on their album. It didn't go out as a single that we put together.
Yeah.
We had actually did the song at Funk Daddy's studio.
Oh, yeah, legendary.
Yeah, and Funk was on contract, and DMS was on contract. So D-Shot was able to pretty much pull the catalog and be like, I want that.
Wow.
So yeah. But yeah, that's a little historical, a story in history too.
I'm guessing Sweet Pea was the homie back in the day?
Yeah. Sweet Pea's the homeboy, man. Yeah, I fucked with him. I ain't seen him in hell now that you mention it. I ain't talked to Sweet Pea in a while, bro. I hope he's doing all right. We get older, man. You don't know what people got going on. You don't know what people got going on.
You know, people overseas is like seeking out for your music heavily, right? Like in Germany and in the UK and stuff.
I've seen this couple cats are trying to get a hold of me. I don't know, man. It's just one of them things where I just got to make sure the business is right. You know what I mean? Even some of the music I'm doing right now is based off is a couple of different people that still kind of got that nostalgia. They still want me doing shit like I was doing back in 2000. I'm not really moving like that no more. So, but yeah, I still get hit on Facebook out of Japan, Germany. Cats trying to get me to send them, figure out how I can, do some type of connection with them so they can get as many copies from me as possible. I only got a couple copies anyway, so
yeah, man.
I ain't really, it was a matter of whether I want to get more copies pressed up and get them sent out there,
Yeah.
So,
are you from the city or the South End?
The South End.
South End. Okay, so you went to Garfield.
Yeah. No, that's the CD.
Oh, that's the CD. You went to Franklin.
Yeah, I did go to Franklin for a year, but I was also part of a desegregation system where they got city buses to take us to different schools out of our community.
Wow.
So I graduated from a school called Ingham, which is actually out north in North Seattle.
Oh wow. Was kind of like the suburbs.
Back then, I guess it would have been it wasn't really considered the suburbs because you have Bellevue, Mercer Island. That's where all the rich motherfuckers is.
Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely white. You know what I mean? The school was a mix of black, Asian, white. We had it all. But it was in a white neighborhood though, definitely.
Okay.
It was definitely in a white neighborhood. But honestly, this shit taught me how to travel outside the hood.
No, for real.
Because, I miss a school bus and my mom be like, we got to figure out how to get you there. And it's going to take 4 buses because you got to catch the bus through the hood in the downtown and you got to switch to another bus. And I ain't riding it with you. So let's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
man.
It was one of the things that, taught me to open my, broaden my horizon as far as looking at, for one, understanding people.
Yeah.
For one, just understanding people, understanding different cultures because, the schools, the little elementary schools that I went to, they were kind of little melting pots too. So, nothing that I did was all predominantly black except for like Little League football. There's only one little white boy or something like that,
Was it Black Panthers giving out free lunches?
But before I was around, maybe.
Okay.
But I'm born in '72, so.
Mm-hmm.
We moved from the CD to the South End, I think in 74, 75.
Mm-hmm.
I was still a kid.
Yeah.
So, I was never able to be involved with that. Now I know that there's a new Black Panther Party, and I think they got, I know they do community outreach, but I haven't connected with them, though.
Yeah, man. And I'm guessing you grew up eating Ezel's chicken?
Yeah, I definitely ate some Ezel's chicken. Yeah, definitely. I got family in the CD too. So, and then Ezel's also start moving around. You know, they didn't open one out north. They didn't open one. They had one in Skyway. And believe it or not, my manager Sam Steven is Ezel's brother.
Okay, and it's Clear Head Productions, right?
Yeah, Clear Head Production. So that's actually Ezel's brother.
Oh wow! What about Louis Rudd?
That's the other brother.
Okay, got you. Yeah, rest in peace to Sam Stevens, man. A lot of people don't even know, that. I think it's pretty dope that he put like a food spot that already had a bunch of notoriety and helped usher in artists. Cause I know the radio stations wasn't really doing what they should have been doing, like K Fox and Cube 90, Cube 93 and
K
stuff.
Fox,
Yeah,
Cube, KNHC. Yeah, you're right. They never have, man. They might create a little after dark between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. hometown radio play shit. You know what I'm saying? And then want to play people's local music. They was doing that for a while. It's something we got used to. There's plenty of cats that created songs protesting the radio up here.
yeah, that's crazy. I know Gene Dexter actually protested.
Yeah, I used to work when I first started with the album. I did a little business with Gene back in the day.
Okay, like 95, 94.
Yeah, I still see him every once in a while. I haven't seen him in a while, but a couple of years ago we was running the same circles for a second.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's still active.
How did you get an investor for the Word of Cemetery? Because back then you couldn't just put together a record. It was a whole process.
It was. I mean, you see them two cats on the back of the cover with me.
Oh,
bro.
yeah. Big Genie.
No, on the back of the cover, Trey and Greedy.
Oh, that was them people. Okay, because they're the same people on the family affiliated.
Nah, them guys ain't on no other them.
Okay.
So my album cover, I mean the inside of my album has a picture of me and my brother, and then the back side.
Oh, with the cornrows, that was him with the cornrows. That's your brother.
Yeah,
wow.
That's my little brother. That's Ronald P. Yeah.
Oh wow.
He was actually in Contraband, which is a whole nother group. That's I think you know who Chocolate is, Callista.
No, I need to.
So if you don't know who Chocolate is, she's a famous female vocalist now.
Mm-hmm.
But she was. They had a group back then called Contraband.
Wow.
You know Cuddy. You know the producer Cuddy.
No, I don't.
What is Cuddy go? I gotta figure out what Cuddy goes by. I think it's it's Kuddie, Cuddy.
Uh-huh.
He's filthy. He's a famous producer now. But they all had a group back then. And so that's my little brother on the inside, and then on the back of it is my two business partners, Didi and Trey.
Light skin and dark skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we just put it together, bro. We hustled it up and put it together. We did some goofy shit by trying to compete with everything we loved at the time. So we was digging Master P and then Cash Money and them guys. So we reached out to
Pen and
Funky
Pixel.
Fat
We
reached out to Funky Fat Graphics and Pen and Pixel.
Okay.
We went both routes.
Oh wow.
And I had somebody up here that was working on the artwork. We kept sending copies of my artwork to Pen and Pixel. And they was like, man, we can't do nothing with this, man.
Wow.
We can't do nothing with this, man. But
why not?
We see you because my guy wasn't up to speed with what they had going on. It was somebody from here that had been doing people's artwork here, and I was trying to get him over the top by this concept that I had.
Yeah.
I thought that he was going to be able to have the technology to do it, but we realized that he could not get it smooth and get everything we wanted. But I had sent them enough copies of this shit for them to get the concept. So, they said, they called me and said they had Tila in the other room. This was Pen and Pixel. And they said, man, look,
Sean.
we got Tila in the other room, man. We can bring him over here, and we got enough pictures of your face We can do a body double, bro, and we know what to do from there. And that album cover is actually my head and Tila's body.
Oh wow.
Yeah, if you look at my album cover and look at
Tila
his hands, yeah, I'm so tired
from
of
Suave
calling
House.
Texas.
Yeah,
Suave House. Yeah, if you look at his hands, if you look at the hand when he's
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
It shit tripped me out.
Wow.
But I think that song had came out already too. By the time I was doing this, I think that song had come out already, so we did know who he was.
Wow.
But it just came out. But we was listening to that. That's what we was listening to. You know, ESG. You know what I mean? ESG. You know what I'm saying? ESG. Suave House, South Circle. That's what I was listening to. You know what I'm saying? A Ballin, MJG. That's all I was listening to. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny you say that's what you're listening to, but at the same time, that album sounds nothing like any of those people though. Like that's why I was gonna ask you who was your like influences, because when you hear something like 206 shit, it's just like yo, like it's just magical. Like how did it? It probably was just the essence, but like when you hear stuff like that, it's just like man, like what were you doing? Like how could you create such a masterpiece like that?
Well, so them track, I think 206 shit was created by Mike Wingo, mixing
Mike Wingo,
Heater Hands. And, I mean, me and him grew up together. Like
Mike Wingo?
I gave him his first keyboard because my father was a musician.
Your father was a musician? Wow.
Yeah, my father was a musician, so he would have, he would get little, pieces of equipment here and there. And so I think I got the Korg Poly 800. I got a Dr. Rhythm from him, which was, I guess, the 101, and a Korg Poly 800. And me and Mike would sit there and try to figure out how to play that thing and figure out how to program it. And I finally left it with him one day, man. And Mike, this guy learned how to play it. Like, he taught himself how to play a keyboard on the black keys first. Wow. Not even on the white keys. He taught himself how to play on the black keys first.
That's sick.
Shit tripped me out. So to make a long story short, those tracks, that doom 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 that, and then even Rolling the Rain in Blocks.
Oh my goodness, Mississippi on the Hook.
Yeah, with Mississippi on the Hook.
Oh my God. I talked to Ryan Kroon. He said that was his favorite song on the entire album.
RC.
Yeah. He was like that Rain in Blocks, man. Nothing like it.
That's my guy. And RC got some cuts that I'm on that he got in his archives if he didn't tell you.
Nah, he didn't tell me,
Yeah, he got some. I did some songs with him because I was fucking with them guys and Crazed Dogs. DMS, K Hill, Young K, them guys. So I did some. They got tracks that we did just in the dungeon, just back, in their archive. I don't know what he got planned on them. Matter of fact, RC actually produced a song that me and my brother and my dad did together. He's one of the only people that has a song. Yeah.
Wow.
RC has a song that me and my brother and my dad did together, and then DJ Rockefeller he did a track that me and my dad on together. There's not too many. Me and my dad didn't get to do too many songs because he came back in my life at a later date. You know what I mean? I was literally actually already performing and shit when my dad came back in my life.
Right.
I was already out on the road trying to figure out this career shit.
Did you ever hit the Black Fest in Seattle?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I did the Black Fest a couple times. Festival Sunjata. I never did the festival, the Wajimaya or whatever fest. They got that one going now. They got more festivals now, but back then, it was predominantly the Black Festival.
And were you affiliated with the late Robert Redwine?
Most definitely, Kevin Gardner and Robert Redwine. So Robert and Sam were like this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sam. Okay, so Sam Stevens. Okay.
Yeah, they did things together. They worked together. They ended up brokering, bringing E40 and all those guys down to Seattle when all those songs got done that Kevin Gardner made.
Yep.
Redwine and Sam Stevens was working like this. They actually went in on a studio together that Beezy and those guys was working out of.
Holding the Chest production.
Yeah, Holding the Chest. Yeah, Holding the Chest was working out of. and then we was working, and I was going over to the other studio, but they were across the street from each other.
And Paul Herbert too.
Yeah, and then Paul was my engineer. Yeah, and Paul was bad boy. That's a bad white boy.
Speaking of bad white boys, are you familiar with Lil Chris?
Lil Chris.
He had Major Weight Media.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute.
He was like a cage fighter.
I don't know. I may have to see him. He was from up here?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Well, he's from Michigan, but he came to Seattle later on.
Okay, yeah, I may have to see him because it sounds familiar, man.
Yeah. What about D Love? Do you remember D Love?
Yeah. I remember D Love, man. Hold on, I think D's passed. Hold on, what is it? No, that's a different D. That's the other D that passed away already. D Brown, I think, is his name that passed away. But D Love, shit. Love Sick Larry.
Mel Detmer.
Mel.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
Oh, Mel. Man, see. So there was a time when I definitely got to meet some cool people, man. That from what I understand went on to do some major shit in the industry. You know what I mean? Mel was one of them. That was just basically. I think I basically just got lucky enough to get to know him more. Actually, moving past. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing. Because damn, Mel.
Yeah, man. Greedy Dee.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. So, yeah, Mel. Man. Yeah, I remember those times, man. I think I was living in my condo up on top of Beacon Hill at the time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What was, like, the idea? Like, why did you do... Okay, so it's funny that, like, you did The World of Cemetery. Are you familiar with Central Dynasty?
Yeah.
They created Why Does Everybody Want to Be a Killer? And if you remember the album cover, it's them in the cemetery. And then you had Cassie D, who did Letter from the Grave. So It seems like in Seattle, it was kind of just like, I don't want to say a death theme, but just a theme of acknowledging the flip side of life.
Well, for me, like, I got a tattoo on my arm that says, "One day it'll all be over." You know what I mean? And that's just it's kind of something I just grew up feeling, grew up believing. I'm not necessarily like a religious person per se, to where I'm just like, things like that. So The World of the Cemetery was basically a way of saying we've been putting bodies into this rock so long. You know what I mean? We've literally been burying bodies into this rock for so long. You could hollow it out and connect nothing but bodies. Because you know what I mean? Because we've been burying people for so long. And so, like, there's songs like in that song I talk about. I watched the late night. They talk about shit that ain't right in Iraq, so I ran. That shit, you know what I mean? Nobody's hearing that, you know what I mean? But that's what was on the news all the time was war.
And that was Francie singing?
That was Fran. Yeah, that was Fran singing that one. Yeah, that was Fran singing that one. And she went down to California and, became a singer-songwriter. I think she's still doing major stuff down there now. So.
Really? What was her artist? Is her artist name still Francie?
Frankie.
Frankie?
I think she goes by Frankie. Yeah, she goes by Frankie Fran. Yeah, her name is Fran. She goes by Frankie. So.
Oh wow! I couldn't find nothing.
We call her Fran. We call her Fran, but she goes by Frankie. From what I understand, she's been a songwriter for a while, like writing for some major people for a while.
Wow.
So, I don't know. That's.
What was the studio session like for The World of the Cemetery? Was it kind of you went in like? Was it people with you? Was it just you? What was it like?
So back then, because we had started with Sam Stevens, I had already been doing little singles here and there with Sam, spending a couple bucks because Mike Wingo had a little deal with Sam. So Mike started bringing me there based off of that. Since Mike was the producer already, a lot of our sessions was like, we put we keep the food in the car, if you know what I mean, and we pull up at the studio and we just be there. Mike was always there, like working on tracks or doing something. It was one of those things where I'd be in the studio so long, the homies would go make runs while I sit there, shit like that. And he'd be making a beat and he would have to keep stopping it. But I'm over there writing, so I would get mad because I'm like, bro, I'm trying to write to that track you made and you keep stopping it. He's like, I'm not done making it. I'm like, man, damn. You
right.
know what I mean?
Right.
So we had, we just had full days of just being at the studio. You know what I'm saying? Just no idea what we were going to do when we got there sometimes, but by the middle of the day to the end of the day, we knew what we was working on, and we just ride that shit. And then and then this was the thing, was that we did all that at Sam's studio.
Was it like in the back of Ezel's chicken? Like, was it inside of Ezel?
No,
okay.
No, he had this studio in his basement.
Okay.
Of his house. He had this studio in the basement of his house.
And when we talking about like, what's the word to put it? Like, did it look very nice, or was it kind of just like enough for you to get the job done?
Well, so for what we have been used to, other than paying to, I had been into a couple of bigger studios too, but you always had to pay for those
right
by the fucking hour,
mm-hmm.
50 to 75, blah, 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 blah. And you ain't doing your thing, you ain't smoking, you ain't able to do what you want to do. Sam's basement was set up almost like where the equipment was a step up from the actual basement, so it was almost like the mothership master deck.
Oh, wow.
But the booth was a corner that had a sliding glass window on it, so you could see it all. You know what I'm saying? It was a big, weird corner that had it was nice. It was, and he had a bathroom down there. He had a basketball court right out back, so you could just go out and smoke and play basketball and talk shit, do whatever you want to do. So and also it was about the equipment back then. You know what I mean? If you had good equipment, then we wasn't worried. Cats wasn't worried about all kinds of shit on the wall, soundproof and shit like that. Yeah. But this is my thing though. This was all pre-production, and this is what I found out. Like you said, who invested. So all this was pre-production. We was kind of spending as we went every once in a while. Sometimes just for materials and shit like that, because we had all kinds of different deals to keep going to the studio. But once everybody said it was real, and we needed to wrap this fucking project up, then a couple of the professionals said, look, you need to move everything to a real studio for a final mix, recording and everything. Like, if you want to try to just record here and take it there for the mix, that's one thing. We tried that. As soon as we got there and ran the first song through the mix, it was like, man, hold on, what's the ticket? Boom. So we spent 14 days straight. 9-hour days, 14 9-hour days recording that album once we decided we was going to do For the World of the Cemetery.
So, wow. So it took 14 days to create that?
Yeah. No. To actually record it once we said, okay. Because I had been putting songs together
for a while,
damn near a year. You know what I mean?
So some of that is 9/5 material?
Yeah, a lot of it is. I mean, if you hear 1996, it says as the year 1996 is near.
Right.
It's most definitely time for you to listen here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's my guy, Rayante. That's Rayante singing that song.
See,
so that was 95, yeah.
Speaking of 95, you was on a song that was unreleased for Squeak Nutty Bugs, Really Cheating, right?
Yeah.
Weed Head Till I'm Dead?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think RC made that track.
Yeah, with Sweet Pea.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Them guys got shit like that. They still got that shit. They still got little gems here. I know we did one called Roll Your Ass Like a Joint. We did I'm a Rasta Man. But we got somebody got cuts.
Yeah.
Some of the producers still got cuts, bro, for real.
So like you did and the beat goes on. You remixed the so you were part of a group called Tribal, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I was never really part of any groups, bro.
Okay.
I was always solo, but I've always been I've done so many damn features or songs where because we were all in the studio together, the vibe just turned into, well, nigga, you got a verse? Well, I'm going to have one in 10 minutes. All right, well, shit. Let's, run the track back. Turn the mic on. Let's go get a couple more bottles. Boom, boom, boom. Let's record. So there's probably quite a few songs out there that, my voice comes up on or a verse comes up on that, like I said, we was all vibing in the studio and decided to write because we was all there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's that's kind of how it was back then. Like I said, that's kind of how it was with my album. I didn't even know we didn't have song after song. We didn't have tracks ready to go. Mike Wingo was making the tracks while we were hanging out, and I would automatically be like, man, hold on, bro. Run that, try to play that, work on that, boom, boom. Is that the concept of it? He'd be like, yeah, this is what I got so far. I'd be like, I'm about to start writing. You keep working on that, I'm gonna start writing. That's why so many of the songs sound so put together like that. Yes. A lot of them were actually written and produced at the same time.
Like Funny How Time Flies, bro, like that.
Funny How Time Flies. I'm saying that's that's the name. That's the name. The name out, bro. And that
song is beautiful, dude. Like I've been staring at the rain coming down my window.
Yeah. And I wrote all that for her. I wrote it and just needed to find somebody to sing it.
Yeah, I'm not a kid anymore.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That was just somebody that had happened to be at the studio working on her own shit.
Oh wow!
So she was available to sing it for me. Simple as that. I didn't pull her in, none of that. She just happened to already be an artist at the studio coming through to work on her own shit. I think it was one of those things where we were either finishing up when she was getting there or she was finishing up when we was getting there, and then she ended up hearing a track later and said she liked it, and I was like, hey, ask her if you want to, boom, we you know what I mean? And,
so originally that song wasn't going to have that in the background?
No, we didn't. Wow. I didn't know. I was singing this shit. You know what I mean? I was kind of humming it. You know what I mean? But this is the thing. Once she agreed to do it, is when we really wrote it out. You know what I mean? That's when we really cleaned it up and wrote it out for her, so it would fit her personality. So it was. You're right. That was a tight song. That one. Like I said, the same with Frankie singing too.
And what people do for money, you referenced someone getting hanged by a belt buckle?
Yeah, that was me, but that was just me and my brother. We literally the trippy part about that song. So I was just in my inspector bag. You know what I mean? Coming up with stories because you know what I'm saying. Coming from that '90s era, I listened to K Solo. You know, Eric B. and Rakim. You know, you got to be able to tell some stories sometimes.
It was freaking like, I could see it, bro. It was like Mona Lisa, bro. Like, it was so...
The coldest part is when my brother wrote his verse, it fit perfectly. His verse came in between my two verses, and his verse fit so perfectly. Matter of fact, I wrote my third verse. No. He wrote his verse in between my two verses, and it fit perfectly. It was wild. This shit was wild, bro.
And I know you mentioned someone having
brother in the middle of it.
I didn't know that because y'all sound similar. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's me first, and then my little brother, and then me again.
Man, the bass line, that's sick, bro.
That's another Wingo.
That's sick, bro.
Another Wingo, bro. And see, one of the things he used to do, what he does, is he creates his own instrument sounds from other instruments, tricking them, tweaking them, and then once he turned it into something he liked, he'll say that, and then that, you know, he can run the whole scale with that sound. So that one right there, bro, I don't know how you find that shit.
Man, it was sick, bro. It was sick. You familiar with MAS, the producer?
Yeah, Mark, yeah, that's my guy. Yeah,
I always be trying to like figure out which one I like more, bro, because they bring two different aspects of the game, and it's just amazing, just their abilities. Like, speaking of MAS, like, were you in Tacoma too, or you pretty much Seattle bound? Like,
I mean, I ran around a lot, so I got people in Tacoma. I got family in Tacoma. But as far as where I've been stationed all my life, I've been in Seattle. So
any artists from Tacoma you collaborate with? Maybe Wojak or
Wojak. Yeah. Matter of fact, Baldy's got a bunch of songs that me and Wojak got a song together that we did maybe 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And me and Wo go back to the Ballin days, back in he would come up here and do shows up here. He was in Sam Stevens' studio too before, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's Wo was my guy.
And
my guy. I think he's out in Bellingham now. I think he out in Bellingham, Washington. He do stone jewelry and all kinds of
Yeah. Were you a fan of Criminal Nation?
Huh?
Were you a fan of Criminal Nation growing up?
Yeah,
those Tacoma cats?
I didn't have no problem with them.
Yeah.
We like I said, that's Wo and them guys.
DCP.
DCP. Who else?
Young Crime.
Well, yeah, bingo. Yeah. So, Young Crime we've been. I think that's Ghetto Baby. He got some other stuff going on now.
Yep. 253 Radio.
Yeah, so I've been connected with him a little bit here and there. I'm going to do an interview in a couple of days. On Melodies Merged.
I will be tuning in.
Melissa Monet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be on Wednesday. I'm going to put it on my That's going to be me, 06, EMAC, and Mr. Rain.
So Make sure you send me a link to that. I'm gonna tune in, bro.
All right. Yeah, we got a new single coming out. So
yeah, man.
Video and all.
And so, like, was that it? Like, the World was Cemetery. After that, you didn't really put any more content out.
Yeah, not too much. We started working on my little brother's project for a second. We had some tragedies. You know what I'm saying? Lost some people and kind of lost focus. I ended up eventually started to make music. So once I started working with my little brother on my brother's stuff, my brother can actually sing too.
Mm-hmm.
So he was writing rhymes, and then he started writing songs, and we needed to take the songs somewhere different than the studio.
Mm-hmm.
So we took the recordings, and Mike Wingo was actually trying to produce the singles too. He was actually, and we started taking those to some band members we knew to get some live instruments. Since like I said, my dad was a live instrument player, and he played with all kinds of people. So a lot of people know me. I got a lot of people. There's a few people on my album that played in my dad's bands back in the day.
Wow.
John Studemeyer.
And what did he play? Like, what song did he play on? Rainier Blocks? Let me guess, Rainier Blocks?
He played, he's the one playing on I Came Through the Door, that boom, 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 boom.
Door's Wide Open?
The Door's Wide Open, yeah.
Man, that's such a funky cut. Funky.
Yeah, he played on The Door's Wide Open, yeah. That's all. And you know what, another thing about that? I think we had a left-handed bass and he's right-handed. We had a right-handed bass. Something had happened to where he ended up having to turn the bass upside down and play it.
Wow.
Because it was the wrong. It was So that was at Hansick Audio, bro. That studio don't even exist no more. That was the first time I saw one of them big ass boards that moved by itself.
Mm-hmm.
When they set everything. And
that be tripping me out. That trips me out every time I see that.
That was the first time I seen it. I think that was 2000. I think it was 90. 90. Yeah, it was probably the end of 95.
So like once it dropped, I'm guessing like you had a street team and then y'all promoted it. Like, what was the reaction you were getting from that album?
No. Man. This is why it trips me out that you heard it, bro. Because we pretty much pressed up about 1,500, 2,000 CDs, man.
Wow.
And just tried to go around doing our thing. And it was just us. It was just me and them two cats in the back. of my cover.
It be the most legendary music that be like that. Like,
we didn't even understand.
Did you know it was a masterpiece? Did you know you had a masterpiece?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. And there was no YouTube. There was no YouTube. So when YouTube dropped and other people start putting it on YouTube because they own copies, that's when I start, a year or two after it being on YouTube, wow. I started reading comments.
Wow, so you didn't even know people was in Ohio like me bumping it. You didn't know people was in Michigan. Wow.
I still don't know that. That's
crazy,
you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? This shit trips me out every once in a while.
Yeah, man, I was born in 01, man. I was born in 2001, man. And I'm bumping it in Ohio, bro.
Okay, so, yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you definitely. Because, we didn't understand the concept of really, we thought we did, you know what I'm saying? But technically we was just, 2 D boys and a player, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's, so once I start fucking with, once we start taking my,
wow.
Huh?
It's just so crazy to me that you didn't know, like, around the time, like, you probably thought that, this was just going to be just a local thing. But
I knew we had put some energy into it.
Yeah.
I knew that the music sounded different to me than what people from my area at the time were putting out. If you got access to as much music from that time, my album doesn't sound like the cats that came from around here too. You know what I mean?
Like Walt. You familiar with Walnut, the real one?
Yeah,
Walnut. Yeah. It didn't really sound like Walnut, or
Yeah, that's the Duce homie, exactly. Yeah, so that was my whole thing. So I did recognize that, but it wasn't until a couple of years later, when it had been on YouTube for a while, that I really start seeing people are like, bro, that's album, that CD. And I was like, hold on, what?
Yeah, what? Every time I show someone the music, they be like, how come I don't know about this? Like, this is amazing music. And I'm like, yeah, like, it's from Seattle. They're like, Seattle? Huh? Like, they so confused because they couldn't just even imagine the essence. And another reason why I want to talk to you, because it's like, Seattle, unfortunately, is vanishing. They're getting rid of a lot of those monuments that really were huge thresholds in the 90s. 23rd, they're getting rid of that, in Central District and stuff, with all this construction and stuff.
Man, all this gentrification.
Yeah, so it's like you embody the essence from that time that's gone now, man. So it's just so good to see you still here, and healthy and breathing, is because, you literally are a representation of like a dying breed. They made a movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco a couple years back, but it's really kind of getting like that with Seattle too, man.
Yeah, you got a point. So right now, what I'm really trying to do is figure out, because like I was saying, Seattle's never had really an industry side to the music. You might catch somebody who gets taken out of somewhere and brought into the industry, but nobody's brought the industry to the rap, to the rap part of Seattle, where a lot of these cats understand how to actually make money off of their music. And I don't mean like hundreds of thousands of millions, but just any money, something that they can see so they can build on. You know what I'm saying? And so for years, cats been spending their money on studio time, maybe artwork, you know what I mean, shit like that, but they not registered, they don't got their publishing. This the dumb shit, you know what I'm saying? And it makes for a dying factory. You know what I mean? It makes for bad business, so your factory never gets going. So that's something that I'm gonna be kind of looking at. That I'm looking at now is trying to pinpoint that, smooth that out, and then whenever I'm working with somebody, that's on the table first. You know what I mean? First, are you got your shit together? You registered? If not, let's get that there. You know what I mean? Before you start spending money on studio time, just so you can send it to the homies and put it up on YouTube and Spotify, but you ain't really tracking down your money. You know what I mean? So that's big to me. That's big to me is trying to set that up and work. So I'm working on getting the knowledge myself, so I can and help people do that.
Definitely, man. Were you familiar with the? Of course, you were. The Seattle Hip Hop Awards that just happened about a couple months ago with Mr. Benjamin hosting it.
Yeah, see, and that Mari Bates won. Yeah, that's Mari's a little homie too. You know what I'm saying? He grew up with my kids, so I know him personally, and I know Mr. Benjamin personally. Mr. Benjamin was one of the ones that was, letting me know back in the day, bro. They looking for your CD all over the world. You need to figure some shit out.
Yeah, for real.
Mr. Benjamin was one of the ones telling me that back in the day. And I guess with the Seattle Sound Music Awards, man, I don't know. I think there's maybe a few more things that I might need to do if I want to be recognized in that. You know what I mean? I got some different things that I've been doing recently, but I guess I ain't never really worried about that like that. So
yeah.
But it doesn't make sense to even be doing this shit if you're not gonna want to be recognized by the people that's recognizing the town. So it is something I gotta look into as far as making. Because like I said, me and my guys just did a video that we're about to drop in a week. We got a video we did a couple months ago, and this is somebody else. Once again, it's Mr. 06.
I seen the Seattle Seahawks music video too, by the way.
Bingo. Yeah. That
was fire.
So me and him. Thank you. Me and him got a few songs. You know what I mean?
And I heard Snakes. And I heard Snakes. Ooh,
Snakes. Yeah. And see, Snakes. So Snakes is online. Snakes. So Snakes was me basically saying, let me just. Snakes was literally me saying to myself, everybody else keep bringing me in to do a track with them. Let me just go find a track and just sit down and write for myself. Like, you ain't writing a 16 for somebody else's song with their concept. Just what would you write right now? I was like, damn, okay. And that's what I came up with. Snakes is what I came up with, bro.
Man, if you in the car with the wrong person and you turn that on, they gonna get to feeling uncomfortable.
Hey man, believe it or not.
Like, is he talking about me right now?
Believe it or not, man. Believe it or not, that's the funniest thing about some of my lyrics, bro, is that I do get them phone calls sometimes. Mm-hmm. I do get them phone calls. Be like, man, who is you talking about, man? Everything okay? We good? I'm like, yeah, man.
That is hilarious, bro. Yeah.
I do get them phone calls too. So, and I probably gain more haters every once in a while. Now they hear a song like that and feel like maybe there was already a little distance between us, and now there's more. Yeah. You know what I mean? But, hey, it's out there. It's out there like that. You know what I mean? That song's not really released. I gave it a run.
Okay.
And I think I put that on
Apple.
United Masters.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so, they reached out to everybody, but I didn't even keep that damn account open. I gotta go back on and reactivate the account.
It's crazy with these freaking digital freaking distribution stuff. It's crazy, man. Like, they got control over everything, and they can just click one button and take all. It's crazy, bro.
And so that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like I said, me doing that was like me saying, if I was to get back in it a little bit, how would I, let me grab a track, let me start an account, let me just put it out there, boom, you know what I mean? But then I didn't keep up with it. I'm doing a bunch of shit, and I didn't keep up with it. So now I'm on the pace to say, when I do go back and reactivate those songs, that song Snake,
mm-hmm.
I got 2 other songs. I got 3 other songs actually that I ended up doing right around the same time I did Snakes. And so I'm gonna drop all 4 of them. I'm gonna let all 4 of them go kind of at the same time, and then just sit back and let it do its thing while I go ahead and work with other people and try to get everybody's shit together. So that's gonna be coming soon. And that should be clean. Like I said, everybody's names where they need to be on every line, every producer compensated, and shit like that. That's major to me, is to make sure that I don't leave anybody out or represent anybody wrong. You know what I mean? As far as anybody that helps me put it together, that's supposed to get some type of compensation, royalties, percentages, whatever. I got to make sure that shit's 100% right.
Yeah, man. And me being from Cleveland, I actually found some interesting parallels between Seattle and Cleveland. Y'all call each other C-Town, SCA. We call each other C-Town with a C. You know, y'all the 216. Y'all the 206. We the 216.
Right.
So it's just it's little funny things I found in my journey uncovering this unsung spirit of Seattle music.
You look up HP. You see Holly Pooh's music.
Oh no, I haven't, bro. You put me on to a lot of things I don't know. Yeah.
So Holly Pooh's is from he's from one of the youngsters from my hood, younger cats from my hood. But I think he's from Cleveland.
I know Shorty from Twampo 6 is.
Yeah, Shorty is definitely. Shorty
he's from Miles Avenue. I know about that.
Yeah. But I think Pooh's from down there, and I got a cousin.
Okay.
Yeah. And I got a cousin, Terrence. I forgot where he told me his people is at down there. But I was telling him about you, and he was saying something about, man, let's go. Because he always trying to get me to travel, right?
Yeah,
like,
man.
Come on, let's go. Let's just go. I said, man, he going to call me on the phone. He like, man, we can just go.
Oh, that'd be fire, bro. Yeah, that'd be fire, bro. Yeah.
So, yeah, I may be trying to make my way down there just to go see some, I come fuck with you and go see some people while I'm down there.
That'd be dope, bro. That'd be extremely dope. Are you familiar with Two in the Chamber?
Two in the Chamber was
Black.
Yeah, that was so I still matter of fact, bro, I just seen Black.
His mom stays like literally down the street from me.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh no, you talking about? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So that's me listening. That's me listening to shit from all over the world back then, bro. Because I used to listen to everything, bro. I remember what's my guy out of Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Ooh.
The Player 1000.
Oh yeah. Sunday afternoon. Oh geez, be my yeah. Come on now. I remember the album where it had like a mama holding her child screaming.
I think so. I think so, man. Yeah.
Player 1000. Wow.
Just music from all over.
What about my city? You like Bone?
I definitely like Bone. Yeah,
I'm gonna be with them tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
You doing an interview with them, or
they're gonna be at this party. They're gonna be at this club called the Rolex with the Cottonmouth Kings, and they doing an after party, and so they're gonna be, accessible to the public. So yeah.
The Cottonmouth Kings get down too.
Oh yeah, you familiar with them? Yeah. I like them, man. I grew up liking them. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't afraid to admit. I used to like Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
I used to like a little Tech Nine.
Yeah, I still listen to Tech Nine. Tech Nine's always been filthy to me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Tech Nine's always been filthy to me because that's what I'm saying. When you think about songs like 40 Caliber on my album.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
40 Caliber. Man, eerie. Your album is eerie, bro. I can't walk. I can't walk down the Cleveland streets listening to that. I'm gonna get scared.
That's the type of song that remind me of listening to Tech Nine music. You know what I mean? Just
wow.
Back then.
I think that was before Nina though. 9-6. I don't think Tech was really putting out music like that in 9-6.
No, Tech had music before me, bro. Because I remember I was listening to Jelly Sickles.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. I'm hip to that one. Yeah.
But no, Jelly Sickles
was after. That was 06. Yeah.
Yeah, that was 06 because I had kids then, and that was a song I would play with them. They would crack up on that song.
Wasn't that like a hater, like a way to say it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's some Jelly Sickles.
Jelly Sickles. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, I've always liked Tech Nine, bro. His concepts are always raw, and he's a genius, bro.
Oh yeah, facts.
I mean, his business, his business brain is top tier. So I'm like, damn, I respect him 100%, bro, for real.
Definitely, technically.
Especially, I mean, and I can understand him when I listen to him.
Oh yeah, even when he rap fast.
That's what I mean. Even when he raps fast, I can hear what he's saying.
Mm-hmm. Who are some of your favorite Seattle peers around you? I know I mentioned Walnut. Like, who are some of the peers like DLD and Moby like that you?
I mean,
like
who? I would say
Crafty.
Who?
Crafty.
Crafty, yeah. Crafty.
Frame.
3D. Rest in peace, Frame.
Ooh, you said 3D. Let me show you something.
Yeah.
Frame. Union Street Hustlers. Union Street Hustlers. Brothers of the same mind. Chili Uptown. Oh yeah.
There was a few cats. I mean, Squeaks got my respect.
Oh yeah, man. Check this out, brother.
Oh wow, Chili Uptown. That's wild. That is wild. And you got really cheating. Oh, the album. Damn.
Brothers of the same mind.
Brothers of the same mind.
You probably familiar with this monument, right?
Let me see that. Let me see. Turn it back over.
Hold on, let me do it better. Hold on, let me flip it.
I think I'm trying to remember if Sean Malik and them guys was in that group.
I know MC Class was.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe. That's crazy, bro.
And then I know you mentioned.
You got history. Yep. There you go, right there. 3D.
And they got the South End.
Yeah.
CD.
The CD, yeah.
And then I don't know if you're familiar with the Nerdy B, Chili Chill.
Nerdy B and Chili Chill, yeah.
He's incredible. Yep. So yeah, man, I love Seattle music, man. Like it's a part of my life at this point. And
yeah, you got some shit.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that a lot of people don't really know the history, But
yeah,
I mean,
it is. I mean, it's. I guess now in this digital age, there's still a chance to kind of get some older music out, get with a story behind it that people can tell themselves. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be narrated through. It can be narrated by the people who lived it, if they're still around to sell it, to promote and market their music. So I'm fortunate enough to probably have that opportunity here coming up. So I'm looking at that myself.
Will there ever be a vinyl for the Wilderness Cemetery?
Honestly,
and if so, let me know. I gotta add that to the collection.
Yeah, and I still got my masters of that album too.
Oh, good.
I still own the masters, and I kept the masters, so I got them locked away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do have some CD copies, but I have the masters of that. So that's something that some people have been talking to me about lately. Is lighting them back up, loading them back up. So.
Yeah, and I had an LSR album, but I lost it, man.
LSR?
Yeah, I misplaced that thing.
I think I did a battle. I think I battled LSR.
Oh, wow, that must have been like in the early 90s.
Yeah, at this little bar called Latif's. I think he dropped the mic. I think he did the drop the mic thing.
Oh, yeah.
He dropped. That's when they were dropping the mic. He dropped the mic.
Yeah.
I remember that shit.
Wow, man. Were you cool with Lil Mafia, Skunt Da-Da-Da?
Yeah, I'm still cool with him. We play Little League football together. So me and him guys,
wow.
me and him and his twin.
Oh, your twin G.
Yeah, Twin G and Mafia, Mo, DL, Mo. We all played Little League football together. We all grew up together. Mo grew up in the CD, but he bust down in Rainier Beach, and he bust down there to play Little League football. And Mo's from, where you from, Milwaukee? Kansas? Milwaukee? Where the fuck is Mo's from?
Mo?
St. Louis?
Yeah.
Mo's from
Yeah,
St. Louis.
he's from St. Louis,
Mo's
yeah.
from St. Louis, I think.
Yeah, because on his song My World on the playoffs, he talks about being from St. Louis, yeah.
Yeah, Mo's from St. Louis, so.
And one of them from Texas, I believe. One of them is from Texas. I forgot
I think that might be DL.
Okay,
but,
DL, okay.
But yeah, they moved up here, and me and Mo, we all started playing Little League football together.
Oh,
so
wow,
yeah. So Twin G and Mafia.
Lynn Capone.
Yeah, Lynn.
Rest
Lynn
in
played
peace.
Little League. Rest in peace, Lynn.
Yeah.
Lynn played Little League with me, with us too. Played Little League I played Little League down at Rainier with Lynn, and then we just grew up together too. So we grew up bumping heads.
Yeah.
Being cool, but then bumping heads, and then being cool, and then bumping heads.
Yeah, I know he was a hothead for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the dumb street shit would get us into it. So.
Yeah. Did you know Emperor P?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace to him, man.
Rest in peace to him. Yeah, that was tragic too. What happened to him? So. But yeah, I had actually just gotten familiar with Emperor P maybe 6-7 months before that happened to him through some mutual friends. So that was tragic because I had been hearing about him, and through a little party get together, we all ended up at the same spot chopping it up out north. And then like 6-7 months, 7-8 months later, something like that, you know.
Yeah, and I know he somewhat had gave his wife. I know he had somewhat, since he got married, gave his life to God. So, you know, it's good to see that, you know, somewhere along the lines he, you know, devoted his life to, you know, God. And yeah.
I mean, at least you start thinking about the moves you make.
Yeah, man. Were you ever affiliated with D-Sane and Street Level Records?
So D-Sane, I'm trying to think. I did go out. I know I booked studio time once, and went out there. But I'm trying to remember who I actually recorded with out there.
Was it Jace?
Because somebody else took me out there, and we actually recorded at his studio. And this was back when he first started too. So this was his house studio,
right?
In his living, like this little branched off area he had. I don't think it wasn't FTS. It wasn't Full Time Soldiers.
Was it Little Mafia? Was it?
It might have been Mafia. It had to be Mafia. It had to be Mafia. It would have had to be Mafia that I was fucking with. Now that I think about it, yeah. I'm almost positive it was Mafia that took me out there, and we worked on a song together. That's another. Somebody got that track.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody got that song because it didn't go on my album. And you know, this is one of those things where back then you wasn't keeping track of everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we didn't realize what we had, bro. So there was a lot of songs made back then that them guys might still have it, might not. You know. Who knows?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I definitely, and I know D-Sane. I've seen him and talked to him throughout the years. So, you know, we cool. He's good people. He's, you know, very talented person. So, you know.
What about Kazzy D? Were you affiliated with him?
Yeah. So Kazzy and Mike Wingo, they Kazzy and Mike was staying on top of the whole Texas, the South by Southwest, all of that type of shit. So Kazzy every once in a while would have something going on that somebody would let me know about. Normally be Mike Wingo. Let me know if Kazzy's putting together some type of compilation or something like that. He's trying to get a track to get on his compilation or something like that. But yeah, I remember Kazzy D from back then too. Kazzy D knows who I am. We've always been cool. We've always been good people. So
yeah, man. And I think like if Seattle did a versus against any other state, I think y'all will hold y'all on. Because when you think about like the weed music is the best from Seattle, I think y'all weed music is the best. Street music, very believable. You know, style, elegance, it's all there, man. Even like you and your album, like the way you dress is just clean, bro. It's just, you know, I think y'all have a fighting chance against any other state. Yeah.
I mean, of course, versus is always about familiarity, but if it wasn't,
right,
about
exactly,
just listening.
Exactly.
Right,
yeah.
If you give people 6 months, I guess. Yeah.
People are scared of what they don't know. I will play somebody Lil Gene and they get uncomfortable because it makes them think like, wait a minute, my playlist sucks now that I heard this. You know, like it makes people uncomfortable when they hear it because it's almost like you opening up another chapter that they had no idea about. Right. And now they got to do the research and just act like it doesn't exist. Most people gonna act like it don't exist.
Hey, that's to each his own, man. You know, I'm here. What did Marshawn say, man? I'm only here so I don't get fined.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. And rest in peace to Gangsta Nut too, man.
Yeah, G Nut. That was one of my homeboys too.
And Rob Doe.
And Rob Doe. Yeah. But yeah.
So Ryan Kroon and D.L.D. was having a disagreement because Ryan Kroon was saying rappers like Ghetto Children, Source of Labor, was backpack rap, and then DL was kind of like, you shouldn't call it backpack rap. You should give it the same type of energy that you give all the other artists. Do you feel like so do you feel like the Sources of Labors, the Silent of the Lambs, the Jaces, the Black Stacks, the Felicia Louds, like, do you feel like that was dope, or was it dope but backpack rap?
Well,
because I'm pretty sure y'all had two different lanes. Silas Black.
I'm gonna say back then, I know for a fact that I felt like it was a lot of it was
astronomical, momical, atomical, seminonical.
Yeah. But then again, there's a difference though, because Big Daddy Kane could do that shit and sound filthy. You know?
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. True that.
Big Daddy Kane would just, the floor, the gore, the sword.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think what it was the actual words. You know what I mean? It was the words that was being used, and it was abstract rap. And so we was calling it backpack rap because it was abstract rap. Because
to be fair, DJ B Mello and Vitamin D ushered in that wave too.
Right, they ushered in, right, and they went on to do big shit. You know what I'm saying? So
and Jake won,
right, and so even, I mean, I guess RC is, he has his way of thinking. He has his opinion. I do remember at that time though, if you was doing what we was doing, then we was calling that backpack rap. We was calling that the abstract hip hop. You know what I mean? They want to sound East Coast, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So and that was a lot of people's criticism. And when you think about RC being a producer, that RC's production might have had record samples here and there, but he was also on them keys. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was also on them keys, coming up with some shit. Right. The cats making beats with records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. It was just something different from a producer's perspective. So you had different type of rappers because you had different type of production. So, RC messed more with cats that was talking more about, the street sometimes, but DL could be a backpack rapper. DL is a lyricist.
Right, yeah. DL's he's crazy. He's crazy, bro.
DL's a lyricist. So if you break down backpack rappers, all rappers, whether they're considered backpack or not, then you still pull lyricists out of the backpack too.
Right.
And DL's a lyricist. You know what I mean? You definitely pull lyricists smooth up out of the backpack. I mean, in some cases, they define lyricists if you understand what the fuck they're saying.
Right. So were you guys performing at the same showcases? Was it Source of Labor, Lil Gene, Ghetto Children, or was it like different? Was it like more street artists?
I don't remember. Okay. I don't remember doing too many shows with them guys. But one reason why is because I wasn't really worried about shows at the time. Now, before I started working on that album, I did some talent shows and did some little individual, some little rap shows where I just went up there and freestyle sometimes. And at some of those functions is where the movement was beginning. So that's where you would see, Jason the Fourth Party, cats like that. And I know Nigel and Jamal far. You know what I'm saying? I know them guys well, so but I was never like booked on a bill on a show until it came down to the black, the black festival, shit like that. And then it still might not be us at the same time. They might be on at 12 and I might not be on till 6. You know what I mean? That type of shit. So no, I never got a chance to actually get in on a function with them like that. Nuh-uh.
Right.
Not that I recall. Not at the time where like they go on, I go on, or we all mingle at the same time, and then nuh-uh.
So you pretty much
we've been at functions together though.
Yeah. So, but as far as you actually doing shows with people, it probably would have been more of a DMS type of vibe. DMS maybe, or
It was it was pretty much always damn near DMS. It was always DMS until me and my guys, we tried to put a little college thing together. We got out of town and went and hit up Wazoo and tried to make our way over to Idaho and ran into some problems. And like I said, this was all us just going from being hustlers and figuring out how can we take this money. And we was, being hustlers meant shit. You go on the road, you can only take so much money before you got to get back to the town and get back in the streets.
Right.
And so, since nothing was foolproof outside of getting back in the streets, when that failed, that's when that's when I was like, okay, I got to figure out what type of chances I want to take. I got kids coming. Cats is going to jail. They doing football numbers. So I got to figure this out. So, I got a job, start fucking with music in the live bands every once in a while. And then I did the live band thing, bro, for hella, bro. I still got a lot of connections with the live band, and that's kind of what's pushing me now.
Why weren't you on I Toast Myself?
Who's that?
Sweet Pea?
I don't know. So me and Sweet Pea's relationship came about through Sam Stevens too.
Okay. He could rap his butt off too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not even sure what's up with Sweet Pea nowadays. Bro. I have no idea what he's got going on, but I think he was even able to get on that last song on my album, the outro.
Misunderstood? Well, no, outro, the outro.
No, the outro. He was on the outro. He was on the outro. The outro, Beezy made that. Beezy 2Gs made that from Holding the Chest made that.
Did Funk Daddy make the intro?
No, Beezy made the intro too.
Oh wow, that sounds like Funk Daddy.
Funk Daddy wasn't on my album.
Nah, I can tell he kind of wasn't with the extra. Just funk was. It was funky. The album was funky, but just that, that just bouncy type of vibe. It wasn't that. It was more gritty. It was more cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my intro, that.
Yeah, it's trippy out.
Should have been a beat.
It's trippy. It trips me out every time I hear it, bro. Yeah.
That shit should have been a beat by itself, bro. That's I'm saying. That's Beezy. Beezy Holding the Chest. Well, he's a co-producer. I will say that I was fortunate to get what I consider to be some of the best producers out of Seattle in their own rights, doing their own thing on my album. And then I had Chill produced. I think actually Chill might have produced 40 Caliber.
Oh my goodness, that beat, dude.
And that was a homie out of Canada, God. Actually.
Was that someone singing? Oh, or was that just the way he made the beat sound? It's like 40 caliber, like a ghost or something, like.
No, it's no, that's that. I don't remember if I actually did that.
Oh man, I forgot when you were talking to Satan on that song too.
To do that.
Yeah, whose idea was it for you to talk to Satan on there, dude?
Me. That was me.
Dude.
Yeah, that was all me, bro.
In 9-6, I don't know, man, if that was heard of back then, man.
Yeah, man, that was all me,
so
man. Just
crazy.
in my head, bro.
Yeah, like even with Deeper and Deeper, we talk about like you can't escape it was just like so dark and dope, bro. Like I just don't. It's funny how are you familiar with the Seattle The Dark Side compilation that came up? It's funny how Seattle can be so vibrant and beautiful, but it can also get so dark too. Because there's constant themes of Seattle being dark too, and I feel like your album kind of embodies that. And then it embodies the vibrancy of it too in songs like 1996, where you can feel the summer coming in, but at the same time, the flip side of the coin can get real bad, man. Like that 40 caliber, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, like I said, that was that concept in me, that concept making part of me was just like, man, I want to tell a story. I want to tell. I think that was the one about with the trying to have the what you call them, the gas station. The bus station. Yeah. Yeah, the bus station. Yeah, trying to have the bus station as a drop spot.
And it's just so many people.
Some of it actually had real, like, talking about back when we was making moves and doing shit like that, there was certain parts of some of them songs where, like, a place might be a place that reminds me of something I did actually experience, or I did have some run-in with a certain place, so I just changed the scenario, but I still put the place in the song, you know what I mean? So, like I said, the whole bus station thing, when I said, pose as a bus station, there you go, the fake bus station scenario. So, that's something that's actually been, that's happened before,
Right.
When cats is really trying to get cats is really trying to do their thing, and you got to have a location. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, I want to show you this, man. But I already sent you it. Did you see the picture I sent you with you and then two other dudes, and then like y'all?
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah. So that's Cal. Cal. That's so Trey is my home. Is in the back of my album cover. Cal was like his brother. He's still alive, but Cal was like his brother. They grew up neck and hand in hand. So that's like a high school picture, bro.
Oh wow, that's dope,
that's like one of them high school dances or something.
Wow.
Where I think we end up going to somebody else's dance. I think.
Wow, man.
We end up going to somebody else's shit, but yeah, that's what that was. I was tripping. I was like, where do you see this shit? Where do you get this shit from?
Yeah,
but
man.
Did you see me that shit? I was like, I don't know, but I gotta be on Facebook or something, man. I got too many pictures on Facebook.
Well, it was this EP called Family Affiliated Click or something like that. And then it had you rapping on it as the beat goes on. And then it was another song.
I can't remember the other song, but I do remember the person I think put it together was Robert Gant. I think Robert Gant put that together. That had hella people on it. Yeah, if it's the same project I'm thinking about, I did a lot. I got, like I said, man, I would be in the studio and Cass would be like, man, you want to just get on this track and do a track. Next thing I know, somebody telling me they want to put it on their compilation or whatever, or, we going back in and we doing something like that. So, but I do remember Robert Gant, I think, is the one that put that one together.
Yeah, man.
The whole Family Affiliated, yeah.
Did you, realize how special of a place you were in, or was it the norm of you to see something like Mount Rainier? Because where I'm at in the East Coast, there's no Mount Rainiers. We don't have sites like that. So when you were did it trip you out, or since you kind of grew up in those areas, you kind of was, just used to it?
Well, for me,
because it blew my mind when I first seen Mount Rainier. I couldn't believe it, bro.
So for me, my mom and dad's from Alabama and Mississippi.
Wow, my mom is from Alabama. That's crazy. Yeah.
And so I always went back from the time I was 3 or 4, all the way through middle school to high school. My parents would send me back on the plane by myself when I was a baby. When you was how the parents used to do that, send you to your grandparents and pay the airplane, the stewardess come, they drop you off, the stewardess watch you, they make sure they get you to the next plane and keep you in a little room until so I did. I
feel like that might have helped expand your creativity at a young age too.
Man, getting off the plane and being out, and then my grandparents lived in what's called Greensboro, Alabama, so it was totally different.
Are you familiar with Huntsville?
From Seattle. Yeah,
that's where my mom is from. Huntsville. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, and that's what I'm saying. When I would be in Greensboro, like what they call Uniontown, but these was, bro, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, my grandparents had pigs and chickens and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so we would have to go down there and feed them slop, do the slop bucket and all that type of shit. My grandparents had an outhouse. So they had a bathroom, but they also, down by where the pigs was, they had an outhouse. So if you got stuck down there, that's where you're using the bathroom at. So it was, I just knew the difference from, I knew that what Seattle had was something different. I was seeing way more white people, way more trees that had like the whole green trees with the rain mixture and then getting snow. It wasn't hot up here like it was hot back down there. So I knew that we just had something different. I just didn't realize until I got older that there was a slow moving life and then faster in the city per se. And because when I went to Alabama, Mississippi, I was in Mississippi. I was in the city, but I was in Jackson. I would go to Jackson, and I would still be kept around the black folks.
Uh-huh.
And in Alabama, I was kept around the black folks. You know what I'm saying? That's all it was black folks where I was with. But I come home in Seattle, and it's everything, everybody, all kinds of shit. I'm going to these schools. I'm getting on this bus, and I'm getting off, and there's Chinese teachers, and you know what I'm saying? But every 2 summers, I get sent to Alabama, and it's black church, black Sunday school,